What is going on? What is going on? You already know what it is. Mike Clark. No excuses, man. Back at it. I know it's been a long break. I always say that when I take a long hiatus, but it has been a long break, man. I've been running, gunning, and everything else. Not gonna make any promises anymore because I've been breaking them things lately. But anyway, um, I want to go on here, come on here, and just talk to you guys. I know the New Year's is coming up soon, and I just want to talk about what I'm doing, what I've been doing, what I've been missing. I also want to go over goals, man. I know a lot of you guys start your New Year's off, and you just roll into it. You might just say, "Hey, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z," and maybe you don't accomplish it. Maybe you didn't accomplish what you wanted this year. I don't know. Um, Once again, I'm not perfect, man. I'm just coming on here talking to you, getting things off my chest. Because if it feels good getting things off my chest, I ain't gonna lie. Because man, I tell you, this year has been one of the roughest years. I'm not gonna lie, it's been rough. Um, but you already know what it is. And you know, wake up, just drop uh, you know, to that. Then, like I said, uh, working for the ones for the ones that I up the and then like I said, just over that's it. So I just want to reflect on this past year, man. So man, my bad. I'm having technical difficulties like usual. But anyway, man, look. So this year, man, we finally paid off the truck, got that done. So that's one thing out of the way. We're trying to work on the second truck, trying to double up, like Nipsey Hussle said, all that good stuff. So very excited about that. Um, Whether I could do it with the company or I have to go outside the box and get out my comfort zone and figuring this thing out. That's one thing that I'm gonna have to do. Um, Man, it's been a long journey, trying to pay off a vehicle while working at the same time. You have to overcome so much. I think what I'm gonna do is I am gonna add a trucking channel. I know I'm doing already so much, but I think what I need to do is organize these channels a little bit better. So I'm not giving you guys all this different content on one specific channel. If you're here strictly for motivation, that's what this is gonna be, just motivational, just my journey, what I got going on. But I really think that trucking, that could be another thing because I know a lot of people talking about trucking. Just people have been writing me about trucking, and I just give my advice on it. You take it what you want. You take what you want from it. Don't use what you don't want from it. It's up to you. But I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing: separating the motivation, trucking, and then real estate, separate channels. That way, it's easier to digest the content because I'm just throwing so much on one channel. I don't think it's grasping. So we're gonna do that. All right. But anyway, so we got the truck done, right? Next thing we did was finally finished up the remodel and rehab of the 5 unit complex. Um, our duplex, man, got rented out. So that thing is fully rented, making money on its own. And the best thing about these properties right now is everything's making its own money right now. Everything's paying for itself. Now, am I making a killing on profit? No, I'm not. However, I'm worrying about my money on the back end. I think if most of you guys know, I'm a long-term investor. That's what I want to be. That's where I want to stay. So you have to develop patience when it comes to long-term investing, because you do get caught up when you watch social media and you see everybody else on their journey and they make a real estate deal and they making 50, 60, $70,000 transactions, and it gets discouraging. It really does. But if you have a long-term mindset of like, look, where I'm gonna be when I'm 60, where I'm gonna be when I'm 50, hopefully these properties are paid off, they're really paying for themselves, they don't win in appreciation. From when I purchased it at 300, now they're at 6 to 900. What I'm saying? That's what I'm looking at, and that's what's keeping me sane in the moment. So I always see people so hype about deals, and these deals sound crazy, too good to be true. And I'm just coming to you guys with the real. I don't want to sit here and give you guys a lie. You know what I'm saying? So once again, I'm gonna go break down the real estate. If you want to follow me on real estate, I'm gonna definitely get the channel. I'm gonna try to link that to this. If I don't create one today, hopefully sometime before the New Year's, so you guys will know. All right. But I'm gonna break down my real estate transactions, how that stuff played out this entire year. Um, and then like I said, the trucking as well. So, some lessons that I learned this year, man, is one is what we're doing right now, creating those goals, but following up on those goals, staying with those goals. There is a acronym called SMART, right? And it's called it's like SMART, measurable, um, measurable goals, attainable. R is for reasonable, and I believe T is for time related. Man, that I need to dive deeper into that, man, because that's what you want to do. I mean, I try to make my goals as realistic as possible. I don't sit here and say I'm gonna do a 100 unit apartment building next year. And I understand people want to sit here and say let's manifest things, but man, I'm just being realistic on my goals and what I want to do. And I want to do this. I want to go the tortoise race. I'm not trying to go to Harris. I'm not trying to go to the rabbit. Give me the turtle, and we're gonna make this thing happen slow and steady, because I feel like when you're going so fast, you end up making mistakes and not planning accordingly. So just slow down, digest, take your time. That's ultimately the best thing that I could recommend. That's one of the things I was struggling with this year. I was always racing, 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 and it definitely caught me up. Of course, when tax time come around, man, you got to be ready and prepared, because that's coming. I promise you, it's coming. So, just understanding the little things and my weaknesses. I think that's the biggest thing as well that I learned this year, is like you have to work on your weaknesses, because at some point it's going to cause you to either grow, or it's going to cause you to struggle even more, because you're just not moving where you need to move to because of your weaknesses. And one example I can give you is just getting out of my comfort zone to just cold call and talk, and not be scared of rejection. One of the biggest problems I have this year is I wanted to do a cash out refinance on one of my properties, and I think I called maybe 5, 6 places, but they all gave me no's, and I just gave up. And I should have kept calling and calling the entire year. I don't care. And moving forward, that's what I'm going to be doing. I don't care anymore, man. I don't care who I'm talking to, because they don't care about my situation. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying disrespectful way. I'm just saying moving forward, I'm not going to be scared of what they tell me on the other end of that phone. I'm just going to, move it and lose it, and hit the end button and put the next number in and move on. That's what I suggest a lot of people do. We get caught up in people telling us no, or what we can't do and what we can do, or if something don't go our way, we might just give up. I would just suggest, man, just going through it, because you're going to find a way. As long as you're resilient, you're going to find a way. All right. That's all I can tell you on that piece, man. And so just going into that part, I want to talk about building positive habits. I noticed that as well. My habits are horrible right now, man. It gets to the point that I'm driving, I'm working, I'm driving, and the first thing I do is get on my phone. I'm scrolling, 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 and I lose hours. Uh, I would say, man, if you got a bad habit on that phone, on social media, Unless you use it for business purposes or just keeping up with family, you got to put yourself on a time limit on that. And that's one thing I'm going to work on this year is putting myself on a time limit moving forward on the phone. And I'm not trying to say I'm not going to talk to anybody. Of course, I love to build relationships and keep in touch with family and friends, of course. But I find myself um, spending too much time on the phone and not enough time studying on what I need to study on, and just putting myself in that mode that, hey, you have to finish X, Y, and Z and stop complaining about it. And everyone struggles every now and then, so just building those positive habits. I found that just giving yourself something you're gonna do for that day, then you work on the next day, and you slowly build up. So, for example, with like I said with the phone, I'm gonna take myself and say, look, I'm gonna make sure I block off an hour of not using that phone. You know, then hopefully I can build it for 2, then 3, and then maybe 4 to a point where I got a nice block where I got study time, where I'm just focused, laser focused, and that's gonna be the motto moving into next year. Is just staying focused. Tools and resources, of course, I'm using my phone on I'm going to make sure I put it on do not disturb. That's a resource, even though it's something I'm supposed to avoid, but it's going to at least allow those phones to go on do not disturb, so I won't get distracted by the notifications or the phone calls, etc. That way I can stay focused on what I need to do. I got business plans coming up. I got to figure out what I'm gonna do with these properties out in South Bend, Indiana. Again, if you want to know about my real estate journey, we're gonna put that on a different channel. But this strictly is motivational, just telling you guys what y'all should be looking for or thinking about moving forward. Getting you motivated and excited to get out the bed and say, look, I can do X, Y, and Z. This person not better than me, that person not better than me. I promise you they're struggling just as much as you're struggling, because nobody has an easy time in this game. And if they are, hey man, more power to you, because I'd rather be on that shoe or have that boat than the boat I got currently. But it's all good, man, because we all got to face adversity at some point in life. All right. Now, um, some books that I'm reading. I'm reading a couple books. Of course, I'm rereading Richest Man in Babylon. I'm reading that book again, and I can't read that book enough, man. It's going to give you the motivation to understand about money. Uh, One thing that for example, one thing I'm taking from that book every single time that I have not taken, and I don't know why at this point, is paying myself. I get so caught up on, like, I gotta pay my bills, I gotta stay up with my credit, blah 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 blah. But that stuff is coming regardless. You have to pay yourself, especially with the way the economy is right now, the way everything is right now. You have to pay yourself. That way you're continuously investing yourself, because what are you going to say 40, 50 years from now? Oh, yeah, yeah, man, I ain't got no money, but I paid my gas off the entire 40, 50 years. I paid all my bills off. Or, of course, maintain your household first. I mean, that car's a luxury. You don't really need it, but, I get it. Um, you but at some point you got to understand you have to pay yourself first, because no one else will. If you're going to pay those bills, what about the bill that's paying you? Because man, we all going to get old at some point, man. It's like boom, you're 15, you're 30, you're 40, it goes fast, man. And if you're not planning accordingly, you could be like, damn, what did I do? So add that to your motivation, because seeing that money grow, seeing a spark in habits, that's great. It's always great to do. It's always great to see, as a matter of fact. All right. Um, so, of course, I'm going to leave you guys with this, because I didn't want the video to be too long, but I'm going to leave you guys with this. I just want to know, in the comment section, let me know, what are you working on? What are you struggling with? What are you upset about? What you're frustrated about? What did you love this year? You know, One thing that I love spending time with my wife. I love spending time with my kids. I love spending time with my friends, man, my family, man. That's the most precious time I could say that I want and I need. But to get there, you have to have goals, man, to be there and be focused on what's going on at that moment. For example, because you could do that. You could sit there and say, I'm gonna block off. I don't care what's going on. I'm gonna spend time with my family. But you got a fire on as soon as you get back to it, you know there's a fire. You know you got some issues going on, and it makes it hard for you to focus. So, you know, that's one thing that I want to do is make sure I can set these goals up, create these tools and resources, and build my habits to build the life that I want and experience. That's what I want to do, and that's what I would choose for you guys to do as well. So, you know, it's totally up to you what you want to do. But if you get to the point at the end of the year, and I think I've said this on a different episode, you get to the end of the year and you look at your W-2 and you say, dang, I made $60,000 this year. I made, I don't know, $50,000 a year. Where did all that money go? Where did it go? You know what I'm saying? I only spent X amount of dollars on bills, but somehow there's 20 grand missing. I promise you, you go back through those pay stubs and your statements, because that's things I don't do, and I'm just trying to get on now, or just managing my bills correctly. You're gonna see, you're gonna be like, man, I wasted so much money on nonsense. But if you set those goals and a budget, you're gonna know where that money went. And at the end of the year in 2024, you're gonna be like, okay, I see where my money went. I actually was able to save some of that money and put some of that money away. And now I could build on going into 2025. And that's the goal that you should want. And that's what I want to leave you guys with. Just that motivation and that determination of trying harder, um, getting organized, and thinking logically. Those are the biggest things. And getting around motivational people. Get around people who are trying to go on the same journey. So if you're trying to go on a fitness goal, get around some people who are going around a fitness goal. If you want someone who's trying to be on a money journey, real estate, whatever, like mine, that's truly uh, beneficial. Okay, and I know it sounds like, man, what did that always mean when someone always said, man, just be around like minds. Like, well, what does that mean? I'm telling you, you're gonna find that if you're going through something that you want to experience, like I said, if you want to get into the real estate game, get around people who are in the real estate game. How do you do that? Man, just go on Facebook, find real estate groups, um, go blindly to meetups. Sometimes it makes me uncomfortable going to meetup people I don't know, and you know, you got to go through that whole introduction, the elevator pitch, and all that nonsense. But sometimes once you do it enough, you'll get out your comfort zone, and that's, like I said, moving into next year. That's what I'm going to do. Truly get out of my comfort zone. Stop being just all talk. Be more action and listen more, because man, that's a big piece. All right, just listen more and just focus. That's it. All right. Of course, you guys already know who I am. I'm gonna leave you guys with this. Where do you want to be at the end of 2024? Okay, 2023 didn't go well. It didn't. Let's chalk that up. But where we gonna be at 2024? What is your plan? Where do you want to be? What's your educational goals? What's your spiritual goals? One thing for me with my spiritual goals, I want to read the Bible. I want to read. That's one piece of my life that I am truly missing, and that's what I'm going to work on. I'm definitely going to work on it, because I hate. I'm not going to lie. When people talk to me about religion, and I don't understand it because I'm just naive or neglectful or uh, just ignorant of it. That's a problem. So that's goes back to my original point about weaknesses, finding out your weaknesses and working on it. So that's one weakness, and I plan on working on it. But you guys already know what it is. No excuses. Mike Clark, we're back at it. I'm gonna right after this. I'm gonna go on to uh, my real estate page, which I do have, and I'm gonna talk about some of the real estate transactions I had. So if you don't have me on there, please follow me. Don't know what that Facebook is. Let me see. It should be. Um. Oh, okay. Uh, if you go on Facebook, you'll see it. It's Own That Real Estate TX LLC. And I'm going to be jumping on that right now after this and go over a couple of transactions that I had. But anyway, you guys know what it is, man. Hit the like, comment, subscribe, all that nonsense you don't like doing. Hit that anyway, because it helps me, man. I'm trying to grow, and I'm trying to be more consistent. If you guys can hold me to it, if that's what you guys are doing, because you can comment and say, Mike, where you at, bro? I know you're busy, but you said you're going to do X, Y, and Z. All right. So you guys have a great New Year's. Like I said, I'm gonna be working, turn up. Make this the last turn up of the year for you, because if you really want to get to the grind, all next year you got to be working. All next year, just get it out your system now. All next year, just get it. All right. So, you guys have a good day, man. Peace.